Hi dear students, I am our Srinivas sir from Sri Sai Sat Bhavana School. In the last class we are studying about the nervous system, how the nervous system is very important in our body. So this head consists of the nervous system, that is brain, cerebrum, cerebellum and medulla are the parts of the brain. Very important part is cerebrum as well as the cerebellum as well as the medulla. How these are connected to the spinal cord. For that reason only we are saying the spinal cord is very important. See, if anybody who are met with the accident, if the spinal cord is hurt, they can't move. That means they even not sit themselves. They need some support. That means all the parts they are connected to the nerves by the nerves to the this spinal cord as well as the cerebrum. For that reason only we are saying be safe while you are moving in the vehicles or anywhere. Okay, that means these are the very important parts of our body which controls all the parts of the body, which controls all the parts of the body. Okay, next the sensory nerves we have studied, reflex action, motor nerves, everything we have studied, how the actions will happen, how this spinal cord itself takes some decisions. Okay, how these motor nerves, these nerve cells and neurons will work, connecting nerves and everything we have studied. Okay, next we'll come to the sense organs and we also studied about the safeguard, how to safeguard the brain. Once again I will read that one, page number 32. Be good to your brain, because this is very important topic. So I am reading once again in this class also. Eat healthy food that contain potassium and calcium, the two minerals that are important for the nervous system. Potassium and calcium. Calcium is available in egg and all those things. Okay, you eat that one. Get a lot of playtime, that is exercise. Not only the exercise, yoga and that all the meditation you have to do. Okay, wear helmet when you ride your motorcycle or any other two-wheeler. Use your brain by doing challenging activities such as puzzles, reading, making art, etc. That gives a nice workout to your brain. I already explained that after sharpening the knife will get existed, but by sharpening your mind it will increase, it increases your memory power. This is the only thing which keeps anything, which keeps anything. If you store some water in the drum, it will fill after some time, but if you store anything, that will still it is empty. That is the thing is our brain. Okay, how much you want you fill it, it will fill. Okay, but the good things, but the good things, good thoughts. Okay, next we'll move to sense organs. Our sense organs, page number 32. I will read. The eyes, ears, nose, tongue and skin are our sense organs. Eyes, the organ of sight. We see through our eyes. It helps us to get information about activities going on in the world around us. The eyelids and the eyelashes protect our eyes from dust. The black spot in the center of the eye is called pupil. The black spot in the center of the eye is called pupil. Light enters our eyes through pupil. The colored circle around the pupil is called iris. The amount of light that passes through the pupil is controlled by the iris. The pigmentation of the iris gives color to eyes. The optic nerve carries messages from the eye to brain. Okay, what are the sense organs? What is the meaning of sense? Sense means feeling. The feelings, that means seeing, hearing, tasting, feeling hot or cold. These are all the senses. That means these are all the senses. How by this, by some organs we feel them. By some organs we feel them. For example, by the eyes we see, by the ears we hear. By the tongue, we will taste. Okay, by the skin, we will feel. So there are five sense organs. There are five sense organs. For example, they are eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. These are our five sense organs. I will write one by one. Eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and the final one is skin. So what are the functions of eyes? We will see by these eyes. Ears, we will hear the sound. Nose, smell. Tongue, taste. And the skin, hotness or coldness. Hotness or coldness we feel. So these are the five sense organs of the human body. First we will study about the eyes. The organ of sight. What is the meaning of sight? Seeing. Sight means seeing. Okay. We see through our eyes. It helps us to get information about activities going on in the world around us. That means we can see what is present inside around us and what is happening. Everything we can see. If there is no eyes, we can't imagine. Just imagine when you enter in a dark room. How can you feel? We will feel unhappy because without eyes or without light we can't see anything. So without eyes, that means when you enter into the dark room, that means the same thing without eyes. Without eyes, so we need eyes for our protection also, for the purpose of protection also. If anything come ahead, just you will see it and you will escape it. Okay, so eyesight is very, very important, and these are the very, very important organs. So as the mind, as the brain, you have to safeguard these also, eyes also. And all the sense organs, they are very, very important. Okay, it helps us to get information about activities going on in the world around us. The eyelids and the eyeballs protect our eyes from dust. Eyelids, see these eyelids, they have eyelids, that is the covers. Okay, and the eyelashes, these eyelashes, these are the eyelashes, that is the hair-like structure. Okay, they protect us from the dust. The black spot in the center of the eye is called pupil. See here they are given the black spot. They are given here this black spot in your eyes. When you see in the mirror yourself, you will get the figure of your eyes. That is the small black dot is there in the center. The small black dot is there in the center. The black spot in the center, that is called as pupil. What we call it as pupil. The light enters through that. The light enters our eyes through the pupil. That means what we are feeling, that enters. Okay, the colored light enters our eyes through pupil. The colored circle around the pupil is called iris. Next to this pupil, small black, next to this another one round is there. Okay, that is called as iris. This is called as iris. This is pupil. Okay, this is iris. This controls the amount of light should be entered. If more light enters, it affects your eyes. This pupil, so it controls by the iris. The colored circle around the pupil is called iris. The amount of light that passes through the pupil is controlled by the iris. The pigmentation of the iris gives color to eyes. That means some colors are present. See, some have cat-like eyes. That means some different color. Some have brown eyes. Some have other color eyes. Some people have black eyes like that. The color which is present inside this iris gives the colors to the eyes. Colors to the eyes. Say they have different iris. They have the different iris. For the Aadhaar card, they have taking the print of the iris also. No one matches with the iris. That means for all the people they are different. For all the people they are different. The pigmentation of the iris gives colors to eyes. The optic nerve carries messages from the eye to brain. That means optic nerve. See here in the last it is present. Okay, that nerve carries the messages to the brain what we are saying. Then the mind decides, oh, this is like this. Okay, this is the thing what we are seeing. Okay, next, how do we see how this eye works? When we see something, what we are seeing is actually reflected light. Light rays bounce off objects and enter our eyes. Okay, that means what we are seeing is the reflected rays. That means the light rays falling on the board, that reflected rays are entering our eyes. That reflected rays entering, that means bouncing. When you bounce a light on the mirror, okay, once again you will get the reflection. Once again you will get the reflection. The same way on all the things, the light falls and the reflected light that enters to our eyes. That enters to our eyes. All the things. For that reason only in the dark room we can't see anything because there is no reflection of light. There is no light means there is no reflection of light. For that reason only we can't see anything in the dark room. If light falls on anything, that reflected light enters our eyes, then only we will see the object. Then only we will see the object clearly. Therefore, the light is very, very important to see the objects. To see the objects, that means what we are getting into our eyes is the reflected rays. They are reflected rays. Light rays bounce off objects and enter our eyes. That means light rays fall on this object, bounce, that means reflect and enter our eyes. Protection of eyes. Clean your eyes regularly. Clean your eyes regularly. That means every day have to clean. Okay. While face washing. Do not read in a moving car or bus. While moving in a car or bus, don't read because it will strain your eyes. Do not read in very dim or very bright light. Very dim light is also danger. Very bright light is also danger. Okay, in dim light, your eyes should take more strain. In the bright light, it will affect your pupil. It will affect your pupil. Do not watch television for long. You must sit at least 6 feet away from it. That means from the TV screen to you, or from the mobile to you, or from the laptop to you, it must be 6 feet. But if you are 6 feet away from the mobile, you can't see anything. Okay, for that reason only now the sunglasses are available. That means some glasses are available which protects the ultraviolet rays or the harmful rays which are produced by the mobile or PC or your laptop or from the TV. Okay, the safeguard spectacles are available. So if it is possible, you purchase it to protect your eyes. Do not rub your eyes with dirty hands. So dirty hands, with your dirty hands, do not rub. With clean hands, you have to rub. Okay, so this is how our eye works. That means the reflected light falls on the object that enters your pupil and that light controlled by the iris. This is transported by the optic nerve. Optic nerve is present backside of this eyes. That means here it will transport the message to the brain. In the higher classes, you will study about full details about this, how the optical nerve works, everything you will study in the, I think in the 8th standard or 9th standard. And in the 10th standard, this is very, very important topic. These sense organs as well as the brain. All the sense organs and the brain, you are getting 1 or 2 in the exam 100%. Okay. Next, we will move into ears, the organ of hearing. The first one is completed. So next we will move to ears. That means organ of hearing. You have how many ears? 2 ears, 2 eyes and 2 ears on either side. Correct? Either side of your head. I will read. We hear through our ears. Our ears take vibrations and turn them into something our brain can understand. And here has 3 major parts: outer ear, middle ear and internal ear. Okay, the external ear consists of pinna, auditory canal and eardrum. The sound waves collected by the pinna travel through the auditory canal and strike the eardrum. The middle ear is filled with air and has 3 bones in it. It transfers sound from the ear to fluid inside the internal ear. It has an internal organ called cochlea. This organ helps to take the vibrations and translate them to electrical signals for the nerve. This nerve sends those signals to the brain. Protection of ears. Never hear loud music. Never use a mastic or hairpin to clean your ears. Consult a doctor in case of an earache. Okay, this is about the ear. I will explain. We hear through our ears. That means what the sound outside we feel through the ears. We throw the ears. What I am now teaching, that you are hearing by the ears only. Next, our ears take vibrations. That means sound waves. Now I am speaking that are converted into sound waves in the air that vibrates the air. That vibrates the air that passes to the ears. That passes to the ears in the form of vibrations. In the form of vibrations and turns them into something our brain can understand. That means that vibrations can be turned into some signals by the ear that the brain can understand. That signals are understood by our brain. Okay, and ear has three major parts. Our ear has three major parts: outer ear, middle ear, and internal ear. Okay, come to the figure. See, they have given the middle, internal, and the external outer ear. That means outer ear, this what we are here having. Okay, internal is this, and the last final is this one. That is internal, middle. This one. This is the middle, internal, outer, middle, internal. Next, the external ear consists of pinna. This one is pinna, auditory canal, and eardrum. These are all the three. Okay, auditory canal, see here they have given, and the eardrum also, here it is present. The sound waves collected by the pinna travel through the auditory canal and strike the eardrum. That means these are collected by the pinna. That means here it collects and through this pipe. That means the auditory canal, what we call it as canal. Canal means pipe-like structure. Canal means pipe-like structure, and it hits the drum. It hits the eardrum. Okay, strike the eardrum. The middle ear is filled with air and has three bones in it. How many bones in it? Three bones in it. Okay. It transfers sound from the ear to fluid inside the internal ear. That means in internal ear some liquid is there. Fluid means liquid. Fluid means liquid. It transfers, this drum transfers the sound waves to this liquid. Okay, it has an internal organ called cochlea. Cochlea, this organ helps to take the vibrations and translate them into electrical signals for the nerve. That means this cochlea converts the vibrations into electrical signals. See how much technology has filled in our ears. Okay, it converts it into electrical signals that transfers to the nerves. Nerves send this to the brain, then brain identify what we are hearing. The brain identify the what we are hearing. These nerves send those signals to the brain. Okay, first what will happen? This pinna collects the sound waves and travels through the auditory canal and hit the drum. Hit the eardrum. We call that as the eardrum. That eardrum transport this to the liquid which is present inside the internal organ called cochlea. Internal organ, cochlea. That cochlea converts these signals or waves into signals. These waves into signals which are understood by the mind, that is by the brain. Okay, into electrical signals. They are called as electrical signals for the nerves. That nerves transport this to the brain. There we clearly identify what the sound it is. Because all the sounds are not same, but we can clearly identify this is the barking of the dog, this is the chirping of the bird, this is the sound of the man, this is the sound of the elephant. Everything we clearly hear because the eardrum separates all the vibrations. While music is you are hearing, so many instruments are they are using, but clearly we will identify this is the flute, this is the drum. Like that, this is the piano, this is the veena. Like that we will easily identify according to that sound that our eardrum vibrates. If it is more, it vibrates fast. If it is very less, it vibrates slowly. Like that it will differ. Like that it will gives the different signals, that means different electrical signals to the brain. Electrical signals to the brain. Okay. Next, how we will protect our ears. These are also very, very important, because without that we can't hear anything. If anybody are saying, we have to stand. If we can't hear, okay, okay, but we can't hear anything. Okay, so you have to keep your ears very safe, because they are also very, very important in the part of communication. In the part of communication, that is mouth and ears are very, very important. Okay, if eyes are also not there, we can manage, but if ears are not there, we can't hear anything what the sound around us is happening. Okay, never hear loud music. That means so much of loud music. You are wearing the headphones and making the sound more, so that is very, very dangerous. That damages your eardrum. Eardrum is a very, very thin layer of the skin. Thin layer of skin. If it damage, we can't hear anything. Have you seen the speaker? In that, a thin layer is there. If that breaks, we can't hear anything. The same way, the thin layer of skin is there, that is called as eardrum. If it damages, we can't hear anything. Okay. Never use a matchstick or hairpin to clean your ears. That means when you are in very small, you are putting some pencils or anything, everything to the ears. Don't use that one. Okay, because it is very, very dangerous. So we can't remove it easily. We have to go with the doctor to remove it. So for that reason, don't put anything inside your ears to clean. Okay, consult a doctor in case of an earache. That means if you have pain in the ears, consult a doctor. Don't take yourself the treatments. You are putting some oil or anything, don't do all those things. Just consult a doctor to treatment, for the treatment. Next comes to nose. Next comes to the nose, the organ of smell. We use our nose to smell things. There are millions of tiny little hairs inside our nose. These hairs trap dust particles that enter our nose and filter the air. These hairs are connected to small sensors which send signals to our brain about smell via the olfactory nerve. We smell things when they emit small molecules that float in the air and end up in our nose. Smelling helps us in many ways. It makes our food taste better. It also warns us about bad things like rotten food and smoke from fire. Protection. Keep your nose clean. The hair in your nose filters dirt, so always breathe through your nose. Do not prick your nose with any sharp objects. Do not use a dirty hanky or to wipe your nose, as it may cause infection. As it may cause infection. That means the nose that we are smell. By this nose, we can smell, the organ of smell. We use our nose to smell things. If the good fragrance is there, aha, how it is. If the bad thing is there, how the dirty it is. We are closing our nose because we feel the smell through the nose. We can feel the smell through our nose. There are millions of tiny little hairs inside our nose. That means inside our nose there are small hairs. Millions of together, but we can't see them. Okay. These hairs trap dust particles that enter our nose and filter the air while breathing. While breathing, here so much of dust is there in the air. They filter that dust. They filter that dust. Okay, and gives the good air. That means cleaned air to our lungs. Supply the cleaned air to our lungs. These hairs are connected to small sensors which send signals to our brain about smell via the olfactory nerve. That means these hairs are the connection with the brain. Connection with the small sensors and send signals to our brain about the smell via the olfactory nerve. What is the nerve connected to this nose? Olfactory nerve. We smell things when they emit small molecules. That means the smell is in the small molecules that float in the air and end up in our nose. That means they enter to our nose. For example, when your mummy is cooking vada or boda or anything, that smells are spreading in the form of small molecules in the air. Small molecules in the air. When that air enters to your nose, while you are walking in the street, you can't get anything. While you enter your home, you are getting that smell. That means at the time, that smell, the small molecules which are present in the air, the smell molecule that enters your nose and feel by these airs, and they will send the message to the brain by these olfactory nerves. Olfactory nerve. We smell things when they emit small molecules that float in the air and ends up in our nose. Smelling helps us in many ways. What are the uses of smell? Not only this nose helps in the respiration, as well as it helps in some better ways. See how it makes our food taste better. By smelling itself, we say this is now no smelling. That means the food what we cooked is not good. Okay, we will cook makes our food taste better. Okay, it also warns us about bad things like rotten food. That means the food which is rotten, it will give bad smell. So by smelling it, we say this is not rotten, so don't eat it. By eating it, we feel sick or we feel unhealthy. And smoke from fire. If something is burnt, for example, some wire, some tire or anything will burn, we will smell and say something is burning, just you check it. By that, it helps us. Like this, our nose helps us. Okay, by smelling the rotten food as well as by smelling the good food, by smelling the smoke of the fire. Okay, it helps us. So, how to keep your nose safe? Keep your nose clean. The air in your nose filter dust. So, always breathe through your nose. Don't breathe through your mouth. Okay, it is dangerous. So, always breathe through nose. It helps to clean up the air. Clean up the air. While you are running, you are breathing through nose. Don't do like that. Okay, close your nose and breathe through the nose only. Okay, as it will clean the dirt in the air. Do not prick your nose with any sharp objects. Don't keep anything in your nose. Okay, don't use anything. Do not use a dirty hanky or wipe your nose as it may cause infection. That means don't use handkerchief, dirty handkerchiefs. Okay, to clean your nose because it will, your nose will get infection. Your nose will get infection at the time of cold, sneezing. Don't use the dirty handkerchief, use the clean kerchief that will make your nose clean. Don't put anything to your nose directly. That is also danger. Okay, don't put any drops or anything without the suggestion by the doctor. If the doctor suggests, then only use. Otherwise, don't use anything directly putting inside the nose because this is very important sense organ. Without that, you can't breathe. Without that, you can't breathe. Next comes the tongue. The organ of taste. The organ of taste. Okay, we use our tongue to taste things. The tongue uses taste buds or sensor cells to determine the type of food and sends taste signals back to our brain. The tongue can taste 4 different flavors: bitter, sour, salty, and sweet. When we eat something, the flavor comes from a combination of taste and smell. Combination of a taste and smell. Okay, protection of tongue. Avoid eating very spicy food. Use a tongue cleaner to clean the tongue. Avoid drinking very hot beverages. This is about the tongue, the organ of taste. How we will feel the taste, whether it is bitter or salty or sweet or sour. Okay, we will feel by this because it has the taste buds. If your tongue is like this, it has the taste buds everywhere. Different taste buds. For sour, some taste buds are there. For bitter, some taste buds are there. For salty, some taste buds are there. Okay. The tongue uses the taste buds or sensor cells to determine the type of food and sends taste signal back to our brain. See, these all the sense organs are connected to the brain only. The brain itself decides whether what the food we are tasted. What is the taste of the food? Either it is bitter, sour, salty, or sweet. Only four types of taste is there. That is bitter, sour, salty, and sweet. Our tongue identifies. The tongue can taste four different flavors. That is bitter, sour, salty, and sweet. When we eat something, the flavor comes from a combination of taste and smell. We feel the taste and smell by the combination of taste and smell. Next, how to protect our tongue. That is the protection of tongue. Avoid eating very spicy food. That means so much of bitter or so much of salty, so much of what we call it as sour. Okay, don't eat. So it will damage the taste buds. And use a tongue cleaner to clean the tongue every morning while brushing the teeth. Use the tongue cleaner to clean the tongue twice in a day. And avoid drinking very hot beverages like coffee, okay, tea, milk. Don't drink very hot. It will damage the taste buds. It will damage the taste buds. The tongue is made up of a bunch of muscles. The average length of a human tongue is 4 inches. What is the average length? 4 inches. That means this is 3 inches, another 1 inch. That means up to this length. From here to here, this is the length here. That means 4 inches. Next, come to the skin. The last one, the organ of touch and feel. The skin is an organ for touching and feeling. It covers our entire body. It absorbs sunlight for producing vitamin D and heat. It protects our internal organs from germs and dirt. It keeps good things like water and blood inside our body. There are millions of nerve endings attached to the skin which help us feel heat, pain, pressure, and cold. Our skin regulates our body temperature by controlling blood flow and sweat. The skin has 3 primary layers: epidermis, dermis, and hypodermis. Okay. Next, what is the protection of the skin? The dirt and sweat should be removed from the skin regularly. And antiseptic should be applied to a cut or scratch to avoid infection. This is about the skin. I will explain now. The skin is the organ for touching and feeling. By the skin, what we will do? What we will feel? Touching and feeling. Whether it is cold or anything, if somebody touches, that will sense by the skin only. We feel that by the skin only. Okay. It covers our entire body. Throughout our body, from the feet to the head, skin is covered. Skin is covered. It absorbs sunlight for producing vitamin D and heat. When you stand in the sunlight, it absorbs the sunlight to produce vitamin D, which is very important for our body, and also the heat. Because without heat, we can't live. Without heat, we can't live. If our body become cold, we will die. Okay. It protects our internal organs from germs and dirt. That means when you are walking in the air, so many dust and germs are there, so it protects us from that one. Okay. It keeps good things like water and blood inside our body. That means it protects water and blood which is present inside our body. There are millions of nerves ending attached to skin which help us to feel heat and pain, pressure and cold. These things are filled by so many thousands of nerves connected to the brain throughout the body of our skin. Okay, throughout the skin. So we will feel anywhere. If you pierce something to the feet, you will feel anywhere in the body. If you feel something, that will responded by the brain. That means so many connections are there. Our skin regulates our body temperature by controlling blood flow and sweat. That means our body temperature is controlled by the skin. Without body temperature, we can't live. The skin has 3 primary layers. That means 3 layers: epidermis, dermis, and hypodermis. As usual, you will learn more of this in the next higher classes. How we will protect our skin? The dirt and sweat should be removed from the skin regularly. That means take bath every day. So clean up your skin by removing the dirt and the sweat. An antiseptic should be applied to cut or scratch to avoid infection. That means when something is scratched or you hurt, then antiseptic cream. That means some ointment should be applied to protect your skin to grow once again, or to protect it from the entering the germs. So this is about the lesson. I hope you understand very well. Okay. I will continue in the next class. Okay. Please like and subscribe our channel. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.